What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. We're going to get into NXT from January the 28th, 2025. A pretty decent show for the most part. The women held it down. They opened and closed the show, and they did very well. NXT on the women's side of things is doing tremendous work. So kudos to Shawn Michaels for that. And hopefully sometime this year, Shawn Michaels can get the men's division going pretty well, hopefully. But that'll take some time. But the women's division in NXT is stacked. So we kicked the show off with the first match of the night. Bayley and Julia, they defeat Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade in a pretty okay tag team match. It was pretty decent. Cora Jade did get beat up, and she did take the pin. So Bayley won via the elbow drop from the top rope for the 1, 2, 3. Makes perfect sense. I would think they would do a different finish because they are going to do Cora Jade versus Masha Slamovich. Don't know when that's going to be. But they are going to do that match eventually. I think that's going to take place on TNA. I think either this upcoming week or next week. I can't remember. But one of the two. But, it's fine. It's fine. So, like I said before, the match was solid. Good stuff. And I would love for Bayley to stick around in NXT because she still has some gas in the tank, and it's a completely different environment for her. You know, we get to see her and Roxanne Perez mix it up, her and Cora Jade, her and Julia maybe, potentially down the line. Maybe her and Izzy Dame, her and Jada Parker, her and Kalani Jordan. The possibilities are endless with Bayley in NXT. I would love it if Bayley could stay in NXT for at least a good 6 months to a year. That would be great. Instead of her just always just feuding with Nia Jax and Io Sky and all that. Like, we've been there, we've done that, Moving on, we get an Eddy Thorpe vignette. So Eddy Thorpe says that just like his people have for centuries, he's been overlooked in NXT, but he chose to stand up. He forced his way into the NXT title picture, and he proved that he belonged. He can hear the sounds of his ancestors. A great responsibility of any man will exercise his mind with suffering, subject his muscles and bones to hard work, and expose his body to hunger. Place obstacles in the path of his deeds. So it's to stimulate his mind, harden his nature, and to prove wherever he's lost. So you can try to write off Eddy Thorpe, but understand he didn't write back. His destiny will not be a matter of chance. He will take his mark in NXT. He will make his mark in NXT, and NXT will understand that Eddy Thorpe can't be broken. Okay, that's a fine little promo there. So they still are going to push Eddy Thorpe, it seems like. Where he goes, I don't know. We have to wait and see, but I kind of like this promo. It was pretty decent, so it's pretty okay. Even though he wasn't actually on the show, it was still good that they're still progressing his storyline slowly but surely. So maybe they might put him in the Tony D'Angelo storyline, maybe. I don't know. I'd rather deal with him in that storyline than lame-ass Shawn Spears, but beggars can't be choosers. Moving right along. So we get the Grayson Waller effect. So Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, they made fun of Obafemi, basically. They put him down. They gave him props, though. The crowd was super into Austin Theory because They're still in Atlanta. And the Undersiege arena, the Undersiege venue looks pretty good. I like it because TNA's done quite a few shows there, and they did a couple of pay-per-views there back in 2023 and a few last year back in 2024. So the venue looked very good, and that's where the old WCW Saturday Night was in that arena. That venue as well. So good stuff there. So, the setup looked pretty good in my opinion. But Austin Theory was acting like a little babyface just because he was in Atlanta, but he was able to, heal it back up a little bit. So Austin Theory basically put himself over. Grayson Waller, he did the same thing, saying that he's done a lot of things in NXT. He put over how they won their tag match at WrestleMania 40. Austin Theory said that he's been at WrestleMania, I think, 4 times. I don't think he's been there 4 times. I know he did stuff with when Vince was there. I believe he did something in 2022 and 2023. I know he did something, at WrestleMania 40, so obviously last year. But right now, I'm counting 3 right now. There could have been a 4th one, but I don't know. I'll look into it, I guess. But anyway, they poke fun at Obafemi and whatnot and everything else. Obafemi says they haven't won any titles at all. Basically, he's here to build a dynasty. And he's building that brick by brick. And so he basically threw down the challenge to which one of them is going to step up to face him at Vengeance Day in 2 weeks on February 15th. So, it was going to be Obafemi and Grayson Waller until Ava Rain's sorry ass came out. She sucks as a general manager. She just does. I'm not being an ass, but she does suck as GM. Like, seriously, like, she's horrible at it. She's horrible. So she says that she basically tells Oba that he doesn't make the matches around here. She does. When Oba had the right idea of it just being a one-on-one match, but it is what it is. So Trick Williams, we see him. He says that title is his, and then Trick beats up both A-Town Down Under. He beats those guys up real quickly. Then Trick eats a nasty fall from grace from Obafemi, and that was it. Okay. This is fine. I do like this. I think Grayson Waller and Austin Theory need to spend a good 6 months to a year in NXT. Especially Austin Theory. Austin Theory needs a major change of scenery. He's not done much on the main roster. Not under the era of Triple H. But when Vince was there, Austin Theory was really on point. And he was over. Austin Theory has potential. Austin Theory can potentially be a decent main eventer in due time. But I feel that Shawn Michaels would do wonders with Austin Theory if he were to have him in NXT for at least a good 6 months to a year. Like, he would kick major ass in NXT. That's just me, but Triple H, he just doesn't give a single fuck about Austin Theory or Grayson Waller. Moving on. So, Sarah Schreiber, she got a backstage interview with Izzy Dame. So, she wanted to know what's going on with the family. So, basically, Izzy dropped a dime and said that they're not even friends, but they share a common enemy in Shawn Spears. Long story short, Tony D came to her aid when Shawn Spears was stalking her. She returned the favor by helping him retain his North American Championship. So Ridge Holland, he shows up. He calls Izzy Dame a liar. I believe that Ridge was about to call Izzy Dame a bitch, and then Stacks cut him off. Stacks says that's not how you talk to a woman. And Stacks says to Ridge, he asked him if they have a problem. And Ridge calls Stacks Tony D's lackey. And Ridge tells Stacks to get out of his face. So this is pretty good. I do like this. This makes perfect sense. Even though Tony D was not there this week. This is great. They're still progressing that storyline. I think it's going to be a slow turn for Izzy Dame. I think Izzy Dame is going to befriend the family. And then maybe in a few months, maybe she'll stab them in the back and align herself fully with Shawn Spears. Even though that would suck ass, but still good nonetheless. Moving on, Trick Williams versus Wes Lee. Wes Lee has dyed his hair, whatever reason. It's brown. I have no idea what he's doing. I have no idea why. I have no idea why he changed his hair color. I just don't get it. But anyway, Wes Lee defeats Trick Williams via DQ because Trick Williams can't control his emotions. And so Trick ended up going ham on the referee and stuff like that. He lost control, basically. And there's that. That's fine. It does make sense. And then Trick beat up Tyson and Tyreek some more. And Wes Lee makes the save. He was able to get those guys out of Dodge. So, again, Trick being unhinged is really cool shit. I do like this. They are cooling Trick down a small bit. They're giving him his redemption story. He's starting his redemption arc. And I do think that he might be champion again, probably at Stand and Deliver. Obafemi as champion right now, it kicks major fucking ass. So I'm fine with it, but I do think in due time, especially at Stand and Deliver in April, their biggest show of the year, that's probably when Trick will defeat Obafemi, and from there they can feud probably up until Halloween Havoc. So that would be great, because this does need to be a feud and not just a one-and-done type of match. Like, come on. Both guys are super over. Obafemi kicks ass, and Trick Williams is super good. Hopefully, Trick and Obafemi show up in the Royal Rumble, but I don't think they will. But that would be great to see Trick in the Royal Rumble. Just that reaction of 60,000 plus people just saying, whoop that Trick. And even if he's not in there but for like 4 or 5 minutes, that would still be, good. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. Moving on. So Ava, she's basically had it up to here with Obafemi, trying to overstep his boundaries and making matches. So she basically made a triple threat match. It's going to be Obafemi versus Austin Theory versus Grayson Waller in a triple threat match at Vengeance Day. Not cool. So basically, Ava continues on by confronting Trick Williams. She goes into the men's locker room. Trick says that he doesn't believe that Grayson Waller or Austin Theory deserve a title shot at the NXT Championship. Ava says that Trick has an opportunity to prove himself next week. It's going to be him and Obafemi taking on A-Town Down Under. I don't like that, but it is what it is, because I've always hated those can we coexist storylines. Like, it's stupid as shit. But I wouldn't be shocked if this turns into a fatal four-way at Vengeance Day as it draws near. Moving on. So, Fallon Henley retains the NXT Women's North American Championship against Shotzi in a pretty good match. Match was solid. I thought that Shotzi was going to win when she hit that nasty-ass senton off the top rope. I thought she was going to win there, but that wasn't the finish. The match was solid. And Fallon Henley, she worked on the leg of Shotzi and everything else, and then she won via the hoedown. So I do like that. I'm glad that her finish is called the hoedown. Obviously, she's a cowgirl, so we get the reference. So, really good stuff. I don't think it has nothing to do with calling girls hoes or anything like that. At least I hope not. But if it does, it is what it is. So, yeah. But good stuff there. Post-match, Stephanie Vacker, she showed up, and she just had a little stare down with Fallon Henley. So I'd imagine come Vengeance Day, Fallon Henley is going to cough up the Women's North American Championship, and I'm guessing she should probably be heading on to the main roster. I feel like she's ready to go. She's been there since 2021. Same thing with JC Jane. And it does seem like they're teasing a breakup for whatever reason between involving Fatal Influence, which is not good, but I get where they're going with it. So there's that. Moving right along. So Carmen Petrovic, she wanted to thank Kalani Jordan for having her back during her match against Jada Parker last week. So Kalani says she wasn't trying to help out Cameron. She was trying to get revenge on Jada Parker. So basically, Kalani just ignores and blurs out Carmen Petrovic. Kalani says that sooner or later that Ashanti the Adonis will leave her ass, and then she dips out, and then Carmen Petrovic calls Kalani a bitch, which is funny. She's like, that bitch. So that was funny there, though. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing that they're going to turn Kalani heel. I guess that's interesting, I guess. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on. So this leads us into Ava. She informed Sarah Schreiber Julia's going to be defending her title against Bayley and Roxanne Perez in a triple threat match. And Cora Jade's pissed off about that because Roxanne Perez basically threw her under the bus for taking the pinfall in the tag match earlier on in the night. So that's cool there. That makes sense. It'll probably end up being a Fatal 4-Way as well, more than likely. I mean, come on. Common sense. Moving on, Ethan Page defeats Cedric Alexander. And post-match, Javon Evans shows up, and he makes the save, basically. And he stands tall. So I'm guessing they're going to do that match at Vengeance Day as well. I would do a stipulation of some sort, not just a regular one-on-one match. Maybe like a steel cage or a last man standing or an I quit match, something like that, something of that nature. Moving on, we get a Josh Briggs and Inamura vignette. Who gives a shit? Fuck that. This leads us into our main event of the evening, which was straight fire, which was Bianca Belair and Naomi. They defeated Last Legend and Jakara Jackson, the Metaphor, to retain the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Very good match. Crowd was into it. Bianca Belair and Last Legend worked well together, and I want to give massive props to Last Legend. She's improved tremendously, so massive kudos to her. She's improved a ton, and she's done very well for herself. I do wish they would have had Naomi and Bianca Belair drop the tag titles here, but I see where they're going with this. It seems like they're going to have Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez to be the ones to take the titles away from Bianca and Naomi, but you still could have had that done here by, having Last Legend and Jakara Jackson get their moment and, win in Lash's hometown of Atlanta. But it didn't happen, so it is what it is. It's fine. I'm pretty sure it's not over. I'm pretty sure maybe it could be Lash and Jakara Jackson. Maybe they're the ones that are going to defeat Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. I mean, Raquel Rodriguez. I almost said Gonzalez, but it doesn't matter. Rodriguez, Gonzalez, who cares? So there's that. But like I said, the match was solid. The fans were super into it. All 4 girls did pretty good. I felt that Jakara Jackson, she took way too many bumps. But, it is what it is. But she's just as important as Lash Legend. But it didn't seem like it in this match, though. It just didn't. It was like she was just there just to be there. And it was really just Lash being in a handicap match, in my opinion. I mean, she got some offense in, but not as much as Lash Legend did. So there's that. But NXT was solid for the most part, pretty good stuff. I am excited for Vengeance Day. I forgot to mention, so NXT went off the air with a debut of sorts, basically what it seems like. So, we were going off the air, basically, the show was, and it just said Vengeance Day, and that was it. So, it's more like a hacker gimmick, and it makes me think that maybe Sami Callihan's going to show up, and I'm like, no, fuck that, because he does do a hacker gimmick. He's done that before when he was in NXT years ago, and he still does that in MLW and TNA as of right now, currently. It could be Mustafa Ali. I mean, he's done that before. I don't know, but it makes me think and wonder what's going to happen at Vengeance Day. Are we going to see like an invasion between, TNA guys showing up? I'm talking about really top TNA guys showing up as like a faction of some sort, and not just one guy. I know some people have mentioned Stevie Turner, because she used to do a hacker gimmick. She used to do that before she started, being Ava's assistant or whatever. So there's that. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. But we don't have long, though, so wait. But NXT was solid for the most part. Really good stuff. I enjoyed most of the show. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.